Welcome back to Connected. Oh my goodness.
Can you take a guess where we are?
Hawaii.
This is so exciting.
This is so weird.
A little change of scenery.
Yeah, we're literally in public.
There's people walking by. It's honestly a little
weird.
But
I mean, I actually have Aaliyah here with us. Aaliyah, do you want to say hi? No, come say it in the mic. Okay, she's a little camera shy. But let's get straight into it. Hopefully our volume sounds good. Last week we were having problems with our volume.
Very sorry about that, and thank you for telling us and reaching us out and letting us know.
Like,
that's so important to us.
We figured it out on our pod Zoom. So, Okay, this week we're going to be talking about...
I almost said connected. Contentment. Being content. This is such an important thing to learn in your life. Something that all of us have to learn, that both of us. We've learned in some areas, but we're still looking to grow, and that's important for everyone.
Yeah, so we wrote questions. It's going to be the same format as our last episode, and we wrote questions to ask each other. So we're excited.
That's exciting.
And what better place than Hawaii to talk about contentment?
Right.
How are you not content here?
What does contentment mean?
So in my words, I would say contentment is having peace, feeling satisfied, and trusting in God's plan, and knowing that He will provide in every area of your life. Just being content with what the Lord will do and has done in your life.
I agree. I think trust is a big part of contentment.
Yeah, because if you're not trusting that He's going to provide for you in the next chapter, you're not going to be content. Or provide for you in the day-to-day life, you're not going to be content.
That's good. All right.
Leah's over here. We kind of
checking our sound.
Are we sounding good? Okay.
She's giving us a thumbs up, y'all.
Okay, now it's my turn to ask Jaden the question. Jaden, how do you balance being content while still dreaming big or pursuing goals?
I think being content is taking time to learn where you're at and understanding that where you're at is okay, but you need to be able to do that while also readying yourself for the future. It's like your mind can't only be focused on one thing, can't only be focused on the future. It needs to be focused on the present. And like, we're not supposed to worry about tomorrow because today has worries of its own. So if we're so focused on tomorrow, the next day, the next chapter of your life, you can't focus on why God has placed you in the season that you are right now.
Yeah.
So I think finding that balance of what was the question? How do you find the balance?
In being content while you're dreaming or pursuing a goal.
I think
in being content while you're... Aaliyah's like, girl, speak in the mic. Sorry.
How do you find the balance of being content?
Wow. Yeah.
Also wanting to is where your mindset is focusing on the now, but also knowing that you can still plan and...
She's 3, I'm 1.
While knowing that you can still plan for the future and be ready for the future. So I think your mindset is important there.
Yeah, and being okay with being in the season of becoming. Because right now we're still in the season of becoming. We're going to school to become what we want to be. A teacher and I forget what is it called?
An athletic trainer.
An athletic trainer. So we're in that season of becoming. So
that's a good point.
Taking that in, because you're only going to be in the season for once, and then you're going to be in your career.
You can worry so much about like all that's going to happen that when you come.
Yeah.
You never know what's actually going to happen until you're there.
Yeah.
So there's no point in worrying about it.
This is so nice. Like, the breeze feels so good, guys.
It does.
The Hawaii air. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Wish you guys were here with us. That's why I wanted to take you along.
How do you stay content when life doesn't go as planned?
This is a good question, because almost all the time life doesn't go as planned, right, guys? You can make your plans, but He establishes our steps. Just trusting in Him and knowing that there's a reason for everything that happens in your life. And even if you're going through a hard time, that's not what you had planned. A season of hardship. Yeah.
Is that a word?
Yeah, it is. Be confident. It's a word.
Yes.
But knowing that for example, so if you're in a season of hardship, knowing that he's going to teach you something in that season. Every season has a purpose. So just really trusting in God. I think that really helps to be content when life doesn't go as planned. But I know it's way easier said than done, because sometimes things in my life don't go as planned, and then I freak out, and then I'm like, and then you just go crazy, you know. But once you get out of that mindset and really focus on God and turn your attention to the Lord, he'll show you that I'm putting you here in this season for a purpose, and you will understand. You may not understand now, but you will understand what I'm doing later down the road.
And like when things don't go as planned, it's our plan that's getting messed up, not the perfect plan God has created. He already put that in there. He already knows what's going to happen. So when it's we have to realize that it's our imperfect plan that's being messed up. It's not the perfect plan that's being messed up that the Lord has.
And I'm very much a planner, so it is really hard when things don't go your way.
Letting go of control.
Yes. So oftentimes we just have to trust in him and give him control. I'm a control freak. Like, I wish, who doesn't want to control every single outcome and everything? Like, then you'd think, but God knows his ways and thoughts are higher than ours. We only see from a earthly perspective. And so just truly trusting in him and knowing that he is in control. Just like that photo where the little, maybe if you're watching, we can pop it up on the screen right here.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. I'll have to learn how to do that to edit. But it's where Jesus is holding the big teddy bear and the little girl is holding the little teddy bear, and he's like, he's like, give it to me, like holding his hand out. You'll see it right here. But
it's like one hand in front and one hand
only if you trust me with this little teddy bear. Imagine how much more he can give you, this giant teddy bear. So when you trust him with little, just
know that there's more coming.
Yeah. Okay, that was a little sidetracky. Okay. Jaden, do you think contentment means you stop trying to grow, or is it more about your attitude while growing?
It's for sure more about your attitude while growing. You should never not be trying to grow. If you're just like, I'm content where I'm at and I'm just going to sit here and not do anything, that's just being lazy. And we're not called to be lazy at all. We are supposed to be learning from the season that we're in and understanding what the Lord is trying to teach us. And if we can't understand that, then we're never going to be able to grow. And you're just going to be stuck. Like, you're never going to actually get to that next season because you're just stuck where you're at. Mm-hmm. And so if your attitude is, I'm going to learn where I am now and be content with what I'm learning where I'm at, and then be able to grow and be able to learn in my next season, because, like, did you say this last podcast that the Lord, like, he keeps testing you and he keeps redoing? What's that say?
I don't know if I said that in the podcast or we just talked about that, but the Lord will continue to give you a test until you pass it.
Right. And if you're never trying to learn, if you're just like staying where you're at and your attitude is like, I'm content, but you're just not doing anything, you're not trying to grow, then the Lord's just going to retest you over and over again.
What is this for, guys? Normally we have no one filming. She's like, do you need water? Do you need water? Do I look like I need water?
Thank you, Aaliyah.
Drink break?
We just hired her.
You're doing great. Okay. Was that your answer?
Yeah.
And you should always try to be a better version of yourself every day. So today I should be a better version of myself than I was yesterday. And tomorrow I should be a better version of myself than I was today. So there's truly never
always room to grow. There's always room to improve.
And you just have to have that mindset. And this may go on to, like, that you're in one of the other questions coming up. But also those sayings, you don't need to compare your growth to those around you. A flower doesn't compare its growth to the flower next to it. So why are you comparing yourself to those around you? This will get into another question, but just know that your growth rate may be different than other people's, and that's totally fine.
Yep.
God has you where he wants you.
Comparison is the
Thief of joy. That is so
It
true.
truly is. And you can't be content if you're comparing yourself to other people's life, to other people's growing.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible. All right. Are you ready for the next question?
Yep.
Okay. How do gratitude and prayer help cultivate contentment?
I really like this question. I would say gratitude really helps shift your mindset from being like, what's the word? Gratitude helps shift your mindset to a state of thankfulness. And when you cultivate that mindset of thankfulness, you're going to be content with what you have. You're not going to be thinking about what you don't have. Because if you're thinking about what you don't have, you're most likely not going to be content. Like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have this. But gratitude really just changes your mindset to be thankful for everything you have. The little, the small, the big things, literally everything in between. Prayer, right? Prayer was the other one. Prayer helps because God knows your heart and knows your needs and your wants. And when you express that to him, he loves it because he wants to hear from you. But just trusting in him and talking with him. Sometimes your prayers may even sound like, I don't know why this is happening, Lord, but I trust you and I know something good will come out of it. So just being open and just that talk with God, just like you were to talk to a best friend, talking to your Heavenly Father and expressing what you're going through. And I think it also helps, at least for me, instead of growing like angry or upset that the Lord didn't give me what I want, when I talk to him and express it, I feel like I grow more understanding. Be like, oh, okay, now I know why. Now I understand.
That's good. And on Sunday, we went to church out here, and the topic was
so
prayer.
good.
It was so good.
We loved this church.
Aaliyah picked out the church. Shout out to Aaliyah.
shout
It
out.
was so good. We loved it. It was so refreshing. They have YWAM here, so there was so many young people like our age. It was just crazy to see. I'm like, I actually have hope for this generation.
But the preacher, he taught or preached about prayer, and he basically was like, prayer is so simple. It's literally, you're just building that connection with the Lord.
Yeah.
And so when you're praying more, you get to understand, you get to have gratitude more for what the Lord's doing to you, because you're building that connection with God and you're being able to understand to a point what he's doing for you and what he's doing with you.
Yeah. Jaden, what's something simple that makes you feel truly content?
Something that makes me feel content is my work. I just know this is where the Lord is calling me to be right now. One, because when like things happen in my life, like I know the people around me are there to build me and pick me up when I fall and pick me up when I'm hurt or when I don't understand. I lean on them for not only on them, obviously I lean on the Lord, but I lean on them for understanding, and they help me and they speak life over me, and they're not neglecting me or putting me down. And so many things that have happened, I'm so blessed to be able to have these women around me and the kids around me. The kids are such a gift from God. Every single one of them, truly. They're so, like, they bless me so much, and I love them so much. And they speak to me, like, God speaks to me through those kids all the time.
Yeah.
Especially when I pray for patience.
We are so blessed to be surrounded by such strong women, and all of our coworkers have a relationship with Jesus, so that really helps because we have them at all different stages of life. So when we're going through something, they often have already been through it and can give us good advice and always pointing us back to the Lord and helping us understand, like, you may not want to go through this, but you need to, or this is a part of God's plan, just wait. I think Leah's having more fun than we are. Oh, camera moved.
Oh no! I wanted to show Aaliyah.
But yeah, the kids are she just said show us the real star. Oh no! It's getting really windy.
How does social media, this is a good one, how does social media impact your sense of contentment?
This might be a long one, guys. I have a grand answer for this one. Social media has both pros and cons. It could be used for both good and bad. if I'm being 100% open and vulnerable, I think that's something I struggle with. It was social media for the longest time. Once I graduated high school, I decided that I was going to take a year off of social media because I just didn't feel content, and comparison is the thief of joy. I don't know necessarily that I compared myself to others, but maybe my life, or I just felt unsatisfied after I was on it, after I would use the app. So I deleted it for a year, and then I got it back. Honestly, I got it back when like something happened in my life, and I think I got it back, if I'm being, like I said, I'm going to be honest with you, to distract myself from what was really going on in my life and to see how other people were living. I don't know. And then I went on this like posting era. I was chronically online. And I was posting a lot, and if you saw what I was posting to compare to how my life really was and how I was really feeling, it was two different destinies. The destiny online was living it up, having the great life. My life looked perfect and good. The destiny offline was crying herself to sleep, not content with life. So then one night I just like broke down, and then I was talking with my dad, and he was like, he says this a lot on stage, don't project what you don't possess. And that just stepped on my toes. I was like, ooh, got cold out. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And then I like didn't delete it. And then it was one morning, me and Jaden, I went on a run. Jaden was walking her dog because Jaden doesn't run. So I just didn't want to go by myself. Sorry.
I can run. I just don't like it.
She didn't want to. But she was so kind enough to wake up early with me and walk her dog while I was running, and she was like behind me. And
Shout out to Destiny's TikTok.
yeah, I
There's a TikTok about it.
It's funny. And I posted a picture of Jaden and something, I don't even know what it said, something about like morning walks or something. And someone slid up on my story and said, oh my gosh, your life seems so perfect. And that's when my mind was just like, I need to delete social media, because
It opened your eyes.
yeah, and I felt like I was lying to the people around me. I was trying to make, I was putting on a front, thanks Aaliyah. Yeah, I was putting up a front that everything was okay, when actually during that time in my life I was struggling the most. And then I deleted it again, and now I would say I definitely have a better relationship with it, but I just feel like even when I'm on it, you just lose so much time. It just doesn't make me feel satisfied. I love it though, because this is how we are able to connect with you, and I do find it fun, but you truly need to learn, like, maybe some of you didn't struggle like I did, but yeah, you have to learn the balance, and it can't become an idol in your life. And at first, for a point, it did. And to know that social media is a highlight reel. No one's gonna, I think now people are more open to posting like crying and stuff, and like when they're going through it, especially on TikTok. But majority of the time, you're not gonna see people. I'm not gonna post a video like, cried myself to sleep. You know, no. I'm just gonna post the next day, the morning. You know, having avocado toast. You'll never catch me eating that, but so what was the question? How does it impact your sense of contentment? I think back then it really made me feel uncontent with my life, because I realized that my life wasn't as I had portrayed it.
Your life.
Yes.
Content.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. I like that. So, but now I would say sometimes it just like takes away the time I can spend with the Lord. So I just think social media doesn't really make me that content. But one reason I do like to keep it is I do like to see people that I don't get to talk to every day in their life, and like make sure that they're doing okay. Or even like sometimes, I remember when I didn't have social media, my siblings would post the nieces and nephews, and I'm like, what?
I'd be like, Destiny, look. She's like, oh, I didn't get to see that.
And it would make me feel like so left out. So, but I think you just can't make it an idol and you can't give it that power. So, did I answer that question good?
I think so. That's it. How does social media impact your sense of contentment? Yeah, that's good.
It makes you realize.
I think it opens your mind to it makes you kind of question your life and what's going on in your life. It's like, oh, look what I'm doing. I'm doing all of this, but like she said, you're projecting things that you're not actually possessing. Like, you're not having a good time in your life. You're not content in this season that you're in. And that doesn't mean that you can't post the happy moments in your life, but when you are so fixated on only posting because you want to feel that, that's where the problem lies.
Yeah, like making yourself feel better about your life. So,
that's good.
Whoa. Jaden, do you think contentment is a mindset, a feeling, or a choice?
I think that it's all three.
Okay.
One less than the others, for sure. I think that it's a mindset because you have to have that mindset of gratitude to be able to feel happy and understand where you're at and what you're doing. And if your mindset is so negative, I just love mindset. It's just like my favorite thing. If your mindset is so negative and you're just like, oh, like, my life's so terrible, instead of, okay, I understand that my life isn't going in the way that I planned, or I don't understand why this is happening. You can have a mindset of, what can I learn in this season? What is the Lord trying to teach me? It's just come in.
Thank you.
What is the Lord trying to teach me? I think no, thank you. It can be a feeling. It's not like a strong feeling, but I think you feel content when you understand what's happening in your life. You're able to, you feel a sense of peace and you feel a sense of stillness and calmness that the Lord has placed over you. And it is a choice 100%, because you have to choose to trust the Lord. You have to choose to be able to get into your word and be able to spend that time with God and build that connection with him. That just doesn't happen if you're just walking around, living in the world, living not the way that the Lord calls us to live. You have to be able to choose to sit and spend time with the Lord and be able to hear his voice when you're going through a hard time and you're going through a season, and asking him, I don't understand why this is happening. Give me wisdom. Help me get through this. Give me strength. Give me peace. And you can't have peace if you don't have the Lord. The Lord and peace go hand in hand. Without the Lord, you cannot have peace. And I truly believe you can't truly be content through every season. I think people can be content if their life is going good. Like, we ask people questions, like random people, and they were like, oh, I'm content when all my bills are paid. I'm content when everything in my life is good. But true contentment is lasting. It's having peace through every season of life. Like, I will be content through every circumstance. And you can't be content through every circumstance if you don't have the Lord, because the Lord gives us strength and he gives us peace. What's the question?
I really like that. I don't remember.
Oh, is it mindset or a choice?
Or feeling.
Yeah, or feeling. So I think it's mostly a choice, because you have to choose to be able to sit with the Lord, and through that choice, your mind is renewed and you are able to allow the feeling, you feel the peace that the Lord is placing over you. And through your mindset and through what the Lord is giving you, you can be content.
I like that. And like she said, since we were on vacation, we were like, we should ask random people. So people in the elevator, people that were walking by us, workers here, we asked them. And a lot of them did say, like, when bills are paid. Or we even asked, what made you, Elliot, did the camera move? What made you in your life, or what did you think was one thing that would make you content, but didn't? And someone was like, when I thought once I had my own house. So I feel like oftentimes people fall into, like, once I have this, I'll be content. But it's like, you're going to get that, and then you're going to be like, actually, once I have this, and then you're just going to, just a cycle that keeps going.
Okay. Next.
It's the last one.
Oh, wait. This is the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. What's one thing... Oh, look, here's the question. What's one thing you used to think would make you content but didn't?
One thing that used to make me content but didn't, that I thought was going to make me content. Let's see. This is a hard question. I don't know if I ever was like, had one thing. For me, I may not be answering this question exactly. Guys, take a moment to sit and think about this question for yourself. I would say maybe like the next season in my life, or I thought once I graduated high school I'd be more content because I'd be moving forward onto what I wanted to do with my life. Because when I was in high school, I liked it. This is okay. I really wish that I was as bold and outgoing as I am now, because in high school I was definitely timid, Destiny. I didn't really talk to anyone unless you sat by me, but it still took me a while to warm up to you. I was just really shy, and that's not really who I am. Like, I'm shy when you first meet me. I think a lot of people think that, but once you get to know me, just know I won't stop talking. So, warning.
Warning. Destiny is a yapper.
In high school, so I would say, I was like, because my sister, she's 2 years older than me, and she was going to LOSPO, doing online and working. I'm like, man, that's the life. I don't have to go to school.
Best thing. You just chill all day.
And then I graduated, and the first year of college was probably not my worst year of school, because I didn't, maybe honestly, one of the worst. I think the past 2 years have been the hardest years of my life that I look back, and I think it's because of everything going on in my life and not being content with where it was and where God had me. But once I went to community college, I hated the first year. It was so hard. I felt so alone. You're going to community college and it's just so weird. So I was like, okay, once I finish these next 2 years and I go to a 4-year, then I'll enjoy my life better. Which, who knows? I'm not at that point yet because I'm graduating this year. I'll have my AA, so it'll be my first 2 years done. But this past year, I think I learned to truly, and I am still learning to be content where God has you. And even when things don't go your way, because I think these past 2 years, a lot of things have happened that I wanted to plan and I thought I could hold control, but it went way different. And through that, God has taught me to be content with what I have and who I have around me. So one thing I would say is just like the next season. I always just thought like, in the next season, that means I'll be content. And then it's just like, no, it's you as a person need to learn to be content. The next season isn't going to bring contentment. It's you. So, yeah. I would love to hear your guys' answers. So if you would like to share, you should definitely comment down below. Okay, Jaden. This is the last question for Jaden. What's the difference between settling and being content in God's will?
I think settling is... So I'm just looking at our camera setup right now. We had to improvise.
Yeah, we did.
Shout out Aaliyah again. Could not have done this today without her. Seriously. Settling is so surface level. And when you settle, you're just like, okay, well, I guess this is good for me. And honestly, I don't really know exactly why people settle. I mean, I have an idea, but when you're settling, it's just like, you're just okay with where you're at. Like, you're like, okay, whatever, this is fine for me. But I think settling, it comes from lack of trust in the Lord, being scared of the unknown, or not knowing if there is more for you, not wanting to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And when you do that, and you're just settling, and you don't have trust that the Lord has you, and that He will provide for you, and that He will bless the desires of your heart as long as you're pursuing Him and being a faithful servant for him, if when you lack that trust, the Lord has so much more in store for you, and when you lack it, you just settle. But when you finally you surrender everything you have to the Lord, even if it's something that you're so comfortable in and you're like, I love this season of my life, this is good for me. There's, like we said earlier, there's always room to grow. And if you're just not giving the Lord every part of you, you can't grow, and the Lord will bless you when you do give him every part of you. So if you're not trusting the Lord, you're never going to be able to fulfill what the Lord has in store for you, which is so much more than what you think. And settling, just imagine we're literally, you can see the huge ocean behind us. Settling is being on the surface of the water. Think about how deep the ocean is. That is all that the Lord has in store for you. You're literally floating on the surface of the water when you're settling. But when you give everything to God and you trust him, you literally can go to the bottom of the ocean, because he has so much planned for you, and he loves you so much, and he's going to bless you, and he's going to give you everything that you need. He will provide for you because he loves you, and you have been faithful to him, and you have surrendered everything to him.
I like that. And talking about comfort, remember that there is no comfort in growth, and there's no growth in comfort. So that's just something to keep in mind. And when we were talking about this question, Jaden was like, I honestly don't understand why people settle. And I was like she said, no trust. I think sometimes people just want it so badly that they're just willing to settle with what comes first, with what comes first, or even the comfort part.
And I think when you're settling, some people realize that they're settling, but at the same time, they don't. They're like, well, this fits most of my standards. This fits one of them, It's just like, you're not realizing that you're, truly settling. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sometimes people need to open your eyes. Some people don't think they deserve better or more.
Yeah, that is true.
That's another reason.
That's really true. And when you be able to sit with the Lord, and you, like the question earlier, prayer, when you get to know God, you get to know that he loves you so much, and that we might not be worthy of his love, because we are sinners and we fall short of the Lord, but we are worthy because he has made us new and he has cleaned us, and that he literally died on the cross for our sins, and we did not deserve all that.
He's going to ask us the last question.
If you had to live one ordinary day on repeat, what would it look like?
This is so hard. One ordinary day. Ordinary day, probably wake up early. Yeah, early, if it was a good day. I think we have 6:30. Get up. Eat some good food. Have Aaliyah make me some breakfast.
Real?
Because Aaliyah's a bomb.com chef. What would I want her to make me? Probably a bagel breakfast sandwich, because Aaliyah makes those, and those are bomb. And then, so I'd eat breakfast. I would want to read my Bible, probably go on a little walk, or be able to see my nieces and nephews, spend some time with them, because they, who wouldn't want to spend time with them? They're so cute. I just love them.
People you love the most?
Yeah, I just want to spend time with people, I love the most. Go to work. I love work. Love seeing the kids. Honestly, if it was an ordinary day, I don't even know. I feel like right now my life is fine. An ordinary day is fine to me.
Sorry, guys.
I think just being surrounded by, people, that I love. My family, my friends. Maybe just doing something random. I did say work. Yeah, I said going to work. Love the kids. And I love my coworkers, because some of my coworkers are my best friends. So, of course, I would want to go to work. I don't know what that's a really hard question. I think just it matters about the people who I'm surrounded by. Maybe less time on the phones and just more being in the present. Playing some board games. Yeah. What would you say?
I'd say I'd wake up early, but not probably 6:30. I like to wake up at like 7. Like an extra half hour sleep, good for me. Like 7. Actually, my alarm goes off every day at 7:20. So
Yeah, I heard it this morning.
I was like, ah!
I was like, I'm tired.
So probably like early 7, and then I'd get ready and make myself a little drinky, whether it's like coffee or lemonade or Italian soda, or I don't know. And then have some breakfast, something yummy. I don't really know. I feel like I eat a lot of egg sandwiches. I love them. They're bomb.com. Then hang out with my fam, see Aaliyah, and just kind of lounge, go to work after. I like to work. I like to do something, getting out of the house. I don't work one day a week. It's honestly my least favorite day of the week.
I think
Unless we do something on that day.
also what's fun is, luckily me, Aaliyah, and Jaden all have the same day off.
Yeah, we all don't work on Tuesdays.
So, because I have school in the late evening or afternoonish. So, like, I feel like just, like, being together and doing random stuff, like going to Trader
little
Joe's together,
adventure.
that's, like, fun. We're like, hey, what are we going to get?
Or I just show up at their house and Aaliyah's like still in her bed. Destiny's just got up from the bathroom and I'm walking in and I'm like, hey guys.
Just doing, like, random stuff. I don't even know.
Yeah. I feel like an ordinary. Okay, let's start over. Not fully start over. Wake up. Let's summarize. Wake up. Eat. Go to Destiny and Leah's house. Hang out for a while. Go to work. Go home. Shower. I like to shower after I get off work. Even though sometimes I like do other stuff and then I'm like, okay, finally I get a shower. And then be in bed by like 9.
Yeah.
That's a good ordinary
Honestly,
day for me.
be in bed by 8. I'm a grandma.
Such a grandma.
Like, going to bed so early is just so nice. The other night, I was up till 12 a.m. editing the podcast, and I'm like, I used to be sleeping at this time. Like, going to bed so early is really nice. You get, like, I don't even know how to describe it. I also, for me, I don't like to just sit around, so doing stuff. Even if it's just, like, random stuff, like playing a board game.
Yeah.
The best part, this is like kind of sidetracked, but what is the best part of your day? Like your favorite part, you're just like, makes you want to do a little dance.
I hate getting ready, but I love getting ready. Like in the morning.
Girl, you just contradicted yourself.
I know, I just like getting out of bed and having to get ready. I'm like, but then like once I'm getting ready, I love it. Like in the shower, I just always pray in the shower. It's just my time when I pray. Because I'm just not doing anything. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'll be thinking, and I'm like, psh, I should be praying. Like, I'm thinking, I might as well just pray. So then I just start praying. And then I get out the shower, and I just love getting ready. Actually, the one thing I do hate doing when I get ready is my hair.
I know you're going to say that.
My least favorite thing to get ready. I'm like, just to do my dumb hair. But I love doing makeup. Makeup's so fun to me. But some mornings, I'm like, I don't want to do my makeup. But
I would say my favorite part of the day is getting unready. Like
I knew it.
How'd you know?
Because
Just like the skincare, like coming home, taking a shower, and then doing your skincare, and then you just feel like throwing on like a nice PJ set, and then getting in bed, you're just like,
that is an elite part of the day. Like the first, you're like so excited to climb into your bed, and then you get in your bed, get all comfy. You're like,
and then I have to sleep with something on. I used to sleep with worship music, but now I don't sleep with that. I sleep with brown noise, and oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. I love it. I'm like a little baby, but I'm just like, hey, Alexa, play brown noise, and then I'm out. It's so nice. Okay, that was sidetracked. But we hope you enjoyed this episode. We did not prepare our song of the week.
Stephen again.
What song? Maybe I know. Okay, the song of the week is going to be Gyra by Maverick City.
Perfect.
It's literally Gyra, you are
And I
enough.
will be content.
In every circumstance, you are Gyra. Should we be on the worship team? Just kidding.
Mahalo from Hawaii. And
Did we get the Amazon link?
Okay. Yes, guys. If you want to help us out, exciting news. We are going to be making our own connected studio. So we got to get the paint. We got to get more mics. We got to get a table, some chairs,
Yep.
literally everything. So we're so excited for that. So we do have an Amazon wish list. Link down below. Hopefully I figure out how to make it work.
And it's in our Instagram bio. If there's this little thing in our bio, it says Linktree. And if you click on that Linktree, you get a link to our Spotify, our YouTube, our TikTok, and the Amazon wish list.
So, yeah, and anything helps. Most importantly, remember to stay connected to each other, to us, and
The Vine.
Goodbye, guys. And remember to be the light. We should do a little dance.
No way.